Marriage and business. How does that work? Right? We're married, right?
Yes,
And
we are.
we're business partners.
We
right?
have been for a very long time.
For a very long time.
There's like multiple things that I want to touch on. And the first thing is competition. It's been our number one thing. You know, who's better at Illustrator, who's needs to get better, who needs to get better at, you know, holding a brush and painting. But I just think that going back to when we were in college and we had our very first art gallery show together with a bunch of other student artists. And your piece was huge, and it was the first thing you would see when you enter the show, and it was amazing. It's called Music and Me, and you ended up selling it. And my piece was like this, you know, small piece. It was watercolor, and I made it, you know, when I was in high school. I liked it, but I didn't think it had that much of an impact. And it was like hidden in the background somewhere. Like it wasn't even, and yours was right when you walk in.
Walk in the door and all this stuff.
Yeah. So, and I ended up winning.
Yeah.
And then we took the gift cards that we won and we went and had dinner together and we celebrated each other. And, you know, it was that like sense of competition, but at the same time you were really happy for me. I was happy to share what I have, you know, won with you. And I feel like that's when we really started to understand each other's perspective on art in a different way, not just like here's what I do and here's the art that you do, and we talk about it and we critique it, and but then it was more about how can we compete and then get better at what the other's doing. And then that time where in art history class, you were,
and we planned it. We said, we went into the class and we said, let's see who gets the better grade.
And then you got an A+, of course, because this is your thing. And I worked really hard to get my writing down because it was not my thing. And I got an A-, but you still beat me. And I was still like, damn, like this is just, and then I feel like, you know, that's when we first started. How did Lotta and Alfredo do their thing? We just always talked about art. We always talked about food. We critiqued food. We would go and eat falafel sandwiches from Amsterdam Falafel on 18th Street in DC, and you know, we'll talk about how crispy the falafel is and how you know how good the eggplant was and how not typical to put eggplant on the sandwich. And then you know, it went.
I love eggplant.
You love eggplant, but it's just not a traditional thing. I'm used to my falafel sandwich with, you know, tahini and some mkhallal and tomatoes, and that's it, you know? So then it went from there all the way to us talking about your business plan. And that business plan that you built in school where you were, you know, doing your marketing plan for a business that you wanted to create. And then you told me about that as we were eating falafel. And then I was like, oh, this is so interesting. And then one thing led to another. It just became this like business that we wanted to create, this event that we wanted to do. And our relationship like started to build on that business as well. So it was always marriage and business at the same time. And then
we brought on other friends.
Yeah, we brought on other friends and other collaborators. Yeah, and then fast forwarding all, because I kind of don't even, I feel like I don't even remember what happened in between that and like now. But I remember the time where I gave birth to Layla, and the day after, we were in the hospital, and we were, I was sitting on the bed, you know, obviously I just gave birth, so I'm still trying to recuperate and like figure out exactly what I have done, because it was a lot. And you were working on the contract, and we were trying to get this contract out so we can, you know, lock it.
But I was trying to give you a space. And you were like, no. Let me see it. Let me review it. Give me that contract. I need to look at it. I need to have my eyes on it before this goes out, and my signature's on this contract. You know, you wanted in, even though you just gave birth, and that was like, whoa. I just married a soldier. You know, I just married a trooper, right? It's
I feel like, you know, all this like kid thing and, you know, number one and number two and number three and dealing with Layla and Amelia during the day and, you know, balancing work and then balancing our relationship, because that's very important for the work to even work. We can't do Fringe 22 without doing Laud and Alfredo first. And, you know, we really learned how to balance that. And I think that, you know, hopefully we can work on it even more just to make sure that it doesn't crack, we don't lose it at some point. But I also think that I think that for me personally, working on my leadership skills as a business owner, but also as a co-founder, that this is not mine only. I have to make sure that I can give you your 50% worth of giving me the critique or the, you know, the just being a good leader in this process can affect me being a good mother, can affect me being a good wife, can affect me being, you know, a good business partner.
just with me and you by nature, I think we're just, you know, really high energy. You know, we're just really high energy, very passionate about anything, get passionate about ketchup, right? But when it comes to marriage and business and the way those two intertwine and the way those two areas somewhat balance each other out, but I think it really happens if we're working, right? And it's something that's might just, you know, we're sensing something in each other. We'll put the work to the side to address the marriage, to address the personal, because I think with both of us, you know, subconsciously we're always thinking that there's no business without a strong marriage, right? And there's really no collaboration without that sense of respect, right? First, and how can I fully respect you as a business partner if I'm not, you know, doing the best that I can as a spouse, right? So I think that's that red line, that subconscious red line that we're always. That's that subconscious red line that we're always saying, hey, let's address this first, because that's more important, right? That's the meat and potatoes, right? And then we'll get back to the business once me and you are good. Yeah. And then I think sometimes people, they see us, you know, critiquing each other's work, and they're like, you guys need some time. They think we're fighting, right? But we're just like, no, this is light. This is, you know, this is light work, right? But it's just, we're just real passionate. And a lot of times we get that. Yeah. And then we understand each other's tones, and, you know, we have thick skin. But then I think there's also certain lines that we're saying, hey, well, this or that doesn't communicate right. Yeah. Let's address this, so then we can get back to business. So.
Yeah.